Good morning and Assalamu alaikum. I hope you're all fine. Please keep praying and staying home as well. Well, today's topic is dialogue writing. Students, we have been doing grammar part, and this whole week is your grammar part that we are going to go through. We did the review of unit 1 till 4, which you have to do all those things, the comprehension questions, the objective questions. You have to write them down in your notebooks. Please note this, that review questions, unit 1 till 4, which we have already finished, and we have gone through the exercises as well. Even the review test, we have gone through it. So please do those exercises in your notebooks. The question writing skill I'm going to explain first, and then I'm going to go through with dialogue writing. The writing skill, paragraph writing, which you have to write, you all should know that there should be a clear topic sentence, which is in your review part 1 till 4. Writing skill says that write a paragraph on any social issue topic. Now, I just want to give you the instructions clearly, that you have to write a topic sentence. A topic sentence is generally written at the beginning of a paragraph, and it generally deals with the main idea that is going to be presented in the rest of the paragraph. The sentences which follow, or the information which follow with the topic sentence, is generally the detail of that topic sentence. It is the detail that is required for a paragraph to be fully formed. So the supporting details that we add to the topic sentence are known as the important information. They are important to the writing of a proper paragraph. The topic sentence is a must, as I told you. The first sentence having all the basic idea, the main idea that is to be presented with details in the lines that follow, in the lines that come after it. Then supporting details, examples, definition, comparison, clarification, or explanation to develop the main idea. This also you should know that these things should be developed with the main idea, having the information or comparison or clarification or definition or the explanation of the topic sentence is to be followed. Appropriate pronoun antecedent is to be followed, meaning that you are going to see that if it's a singular noun, then you're going to use a singular pronoun. If there's a plural pronoun noun, then you're going to use plural pronoun for it. Like if you use singular pronoun, it would be I. If you're using the plural pronoun, it would be they, we. So you have to keep these things in mind while writing a paragraph. And order of arranging details should be sub from general to specific. The sequential or the sequence or the order of organizing a paragraph should be that the topic sentence is there, and with that you're writing the added details in a proper sequence wise, order wise, and organized in such a way that one sentence doesn't seem to be out of place, or one is earlier and the other comes later and you have done the other way around. That shouldn't be so. So arrangement or the organization or the sequence of your chronological order, as we call, should be perfect. The chronological order, meaning the incident which took place first, the second and third, it should be in a proper sequence presented in a paragraph. B part says write any expository composition. Now expository composition I also explained earlier, I'm going to explain it again briefly, that it's you have to show in an expository composition and information is given. That information which you give children should be in such a way presented that you have your information given about a certain thing. It can be a comparison, a contrast between things, or it can be events, situations, places, actions, ideas, problems, anything. But whichever information you're giving in the introductory paragraph, in the second paragraph, you're going to write up a problem regarding that thing, whichever you're discussing in the first paragraph. And in the third paragraph, the solution to that problem should be given. That is how an expository composition is based or is written. And if you're writing, for example, you're writing about something like about maybe any topic you can take, just taking one topic. For example, let us go through any topic if there is. You are talking about the current situation in the country. If you're giving information about coronavirus, for example, and you're writing in the first paragraph about the coronavirus, the first topic sentence would be there, that this is about this such and such thing, and this thing has really damaged and is a really very dangerous thing. And then you're going to relate the supporting details with it, that how many people have died and how many suffered and how many recovered and what is the basic thing about it. Then in the second paragraph, the problem, that is there is no cure for the disease, and then you relate all those problems. Then in the third paragraph, and you can also in the second paragraph show a comparison, that although bird flu was also there a few years earlier, but since the treatment was or the cure was readily taken out, so it became easier. And then the third and the paragraph having the solution to that problem. So this way, expository composition, you're going to work upon it and let me know, though you people have been doing in the previous classes as well. Dialogue writing also you have been doing in the previous classes. Now dialogue means, di means two, log means talking. Two people are talking, two people are conversing. Monologue, one. Mono means one, log means talking or speaking. So one person is speaking, monologue, dialogue, two persons are speaking or conversing. You have also done this in the previous classes. And dialogue writing should be such that as if a conversation is taking place between people. It can be among your friends, it can be among your with the teacher, it can be among students, classmates, it can be among your family members, but it has to be done since two people should be talking there. So it is going to be between, not among, but between two people. So it's going to be between a teacher and a student, between two students, between a tailor and a customer, or between other people who are around. So two people are talking. Now keep this thing in mind. You should have the punctuation. You should know how to punctuate a sentence, and especially whenever the feeling is being expressed or there is an emotion being related, then exclamation mark would do. An exclamation mark is there, and you can put that exclamation mark showing fully that what the other person is trying to emphasize or is feeling at that moment. The questions, wherever there's a interrogative sentence, there's a question or the query, or there's a thing that the other person is saying, you put a question mark there. Semicolon you can also use wherever there's a pause taken, or wherever you think you are relating one incident and then switching over to the other, but in a very mild way, or the same thought continued. These things you're going to show with the punctuation marks. And comma, of course, the full stops, of course, they are the capital letter. If there's a country name, or there's a name of a person, place, or thing. So these things, keep them in mind. Secondly, what I've observed is that these come in the paper, and you're expected to write from your grammar book. Your grammar book has got all these dialogues from where I've taken and just trying to tell you that what difference you can make by writing not the same, but having an innovative, creative style, which really impresses the examiner, which really puts the examiner to thinking or to ponder about the fact that really these people have got brains, and they're thinking, they have got a large scale of ideas, vast ideas are there, which they are trying to express through it. Now, if you go through this, the teacher says, hello, Fawzia, you are a bit late today. Fawzia says, yes, madam, I'm sorry. And the teacher, well, what happened? Fawzia, the school bus was right on schedule. It was about to cross the canal. It was about to cross the canal bridge when it came to a halt with a jerk. The tire had gone flat. Now, you can also put these lines in a different way altogether. So amendments or innovative style or ideas you can put forth in your dialogue writing by making the sentence a little bit different. For example, you can begin, the teacher says, good morning, Fawzia. Good morning, students. Good morning, students. Take your seats, please. Where is Fawzia? Is she absent today? And then Fawzia is on the door, and you can write in the bracket at the door, Fawzia appears, and then Fawzia says, yes, madam, I'm sorry, I'm late today. Please can I come in, or may I come in? And then she says, okay, what happened? And then Fawzia starts narrating that the school bus was right on schedule, but it was about to cross the canal bridge, and when it came to a halt with a jerk, and the tire had gone flat. Then she relates that I see the teacher says, "Oh, so it's not it was not your fault that you. I thought you had woken up late." And then Fawzia says, "No, ma'am, or no, madam. The driver had no, instead of no jack, it's written very kind of informal thing here. So we can write the driver had no toolkit with him. He waved to other vehicles, but they would not stop. Nobody seemed willing to oblige at this rush hour." And then you can say the teacher, "Well, what did you do then?" And the teacher, the child can say that. Student can say that there was nobody was giving willing to give us a ride, so we had to walk all the way to school. And then the teacher would say, "Bravo! I'm so happy. I'm feeling very happy that one of my students is so brave as to walk all the way and still come to school instead of skipping it or taking a holiday or taking a day off." So this would have been fine. Next, we come to a dialogue between two students regarding prayers. This also, like it begins, I've just taken a piece of an extract of it, although not the whole of it, but an extract would do. Since it says, "So, well, now I'd like to take rest for a while. I've had my meal, you know." And Salman says, "Okay, you take rest. While I fix this picture of landscape on the wall, where is the sticky tape?" And then Osama says, "Out there in the drawer." And Salman, "Well, I think this picture needs to be a bit higher up. How do you like it, Osama?" And then Osama says that, "Yes, I would like it to be a little bit higher, since it's the picture of House of Allah, and really we need to respect it. So place it somewhere up, put it fix it somewhere up so that I can see it, while my head, it should be up over my head instead of being down, because when I'm offering prayers, I need to see it in front of me, and I need to see the house of Allah, which gives me an inner peace and satisfaction." And then Salman would say, "Oh, so you really have become a person who is offering prayers, are you?" And he says, "First I wasn't praying, and then I wasn't praying, and then this happened," or whatever the incident is. Or he can say that, "Okay, you also start prayers, because it is something which we all should do, because it's the first question which we have to answer in our graves, and we are all answerable to Allah. So why not start preparing for the day of judgment?" Or maybe he can say that, "Once I had nothing with me, and miracles happened, and when I prayed, Allah supported me, Allah helped me all along, and I believe that Allah is always there, so we should be pleasing Him all the time. And if He says that we should offer prayers, we should offer prayers. It's our moral obligation." These things you can write, or something other than that, or maybe make it a bit. But I think this one is totally on moral, so it cannot be made into a funny one. Or but you can say one thing, that okay, you're fixing this picture of Salman, but you're never into prayers, and you're never offering prayers. So why have these pictures of Allah all in the house when you're not bothering to please Allah? That can also be done in this way. It can also be written in this way. Dialogue between a tailor and a customer. Now it is written there, and I'll begin here, where it says, "Yasir, what is about father?" And then father says, "Well, see this picture. There is a picture of a tailor and a customer. Father switches on the tape recorder. They listen with attention. Tailor, good morning, sir. What can I do for you?" And customer says, now instead could have written good morning, comma, sir, exclamation could also have been written here. What can I do for you? And then I should like to be measured for a suit, the customer says. And Taylor says, with pleasure, sir, kindly said this way. What style and shade would you prefer? And then customer says, I want an ordinary lounge suit made of brown tweed. How much would the stitching cost? The tailor says, I could make you a suit for rupees 2,000. It is quite reasonable, sir. Now, instead of having this line here, I think the tailor could have said that I'm going to charge you this much, and the customer would have said that it's reasonable, but can you please bring down, give me a little more discount, because I'm a regular customer of yours and I've been coming here visiting this. Or you can begin it like that, that the customer is there and he says, the tailor sees him and greets him, oh, so hey, yeah, Mr. So-and-so, and I'm seeing you after a long time. Where have you been all these years? And then the customer replies that I had gone abroad and with some task, and then 2 lines on that, and the third line would be, because you have to strictly adhere to the topic that is there. And then you come to the customer says, okay, what do you want? Since I just want a suit because I have an interview which is going to be held at such and such day, and they want me to be dressed up properly, and the requirement is such because it's a banking sector one, and in the bank, and you know how the bankers are supposed to be properly dressed up, and then this money thing and everything. So keep these things in mind while doing it. All right, now we come to the next thing, which is the board paper of translation from Urdu to English. The children, you have already done, you've got the grammar book with you. Please, in the grammar book, there are many translations, many by translations, I mean not only sentences, not only with the tenses given, but also with the passages for translation, and which come in the paper. So better go through these papers at least one by one. You can learn one tense material given on one tense, like present tense. So all the material on present tense, please start learning from now on in the translation from Urdu to English. All right. Now, in this second one, you can see board papers translation. Translate the following sentences into English. मेहमान कब यहाँ पहुँच रहे हैं? When are the guests arriving here? वो माल सस्ता नहीं बेच रहे होंगे. They will not be selling their goods at low price. They will not be selling their goods at low price or their goods at a cheap rate. क्या इन बच्चों ने पहले शेयर नहीं देखा था? Children, these answers I've taken from the board papers, which I believe there's a little bit of mistake in them, which I'm correcting as while I'm speaking or while I'm telling you. क्या उन बच्चों ने पहले शेर नहीं देखा था? Had these children never seen a lion before? गवाला दूध धो रहा है. The milkman is milking. क्या असलम दोपहर से पतंग उड़ा रहा है? Has Aslam been flying a kite since noon? The question mark should be there. Here also, क्या उन बच्चों ने पहले शेर नहीं देखा था? Question mark. Had these children not seen a lion before? Question mark. क्या असलम दोपहर से पतंग उड़ा रहा है? Has Aslam been flying a kite since noon? Question mark. दांत सुबह साफ किए जाते हैं. Teeth are cleaned in the morning. आप शाम को सैर के लिए नहीं जाते? You do not go or do you not go for a walk in the morning? Sorry, in the evening. Sham, okay. Do you not go for a walk in the evening? This can also be a question mark, and it can also be written as a statement. You do not go for a walk in the evening. Pakistan cement दरामद करेगा. Pakistan will import cement. Okay. Cement is this one. Then we come on the next translation, which is in Urdu again. I'm just going to relate, and you people make out the sentences, what would be the statements written, and I'm going to tell the answers immediately afterwards, but you people write it down, or you just make out the answers. I'm going to ask at the end as well, and then I'm going to tell you the answers too, but let us go through it together. It's better. 1 दर्जन अंडे खराब थे. मैं तैरना जानता हूँ. मुझे चक्कर आ रहे हैं. फौज ने किले पर कब्जा कर लिया है. मजदूरों ने जुलूस निकाला. मुल्जिम पहचाना जा चुका होगा. सहरा में 2 साल से बारिश नहीं हो रही थी. हम कराची जाने वाली गाड़ी पर सवार होंगे. All right, and then we have got the answers now. 1 dozen eggs were rotten. I know how to swim. I'm feeling dizzy. The army has captured the fort. The laborers took out a procession. The culprit will have been identified. It had not been raining in the desert for 2 years. We shall board the train bound for Karachi. Okay, now if any question you've got, I'm going to answer. So I'll stop this.